Alright guys, what is up? And today I'm bringing you a private match 1v1. This is not game battles, this is just some random guy talking smack. And this was actually from a combat training gameplay. I was in a combat training trying to level up, and because I didn't have a full party, and this guy, Chally, he was on the other team, and he was tryharding with his friend, and every time I killed him, they were just complaining, like, oh, you fag, and all, calling me all these names and stuff, and they played like bitches, man. They'd have the shock charge in one entrance of the room, and then they'd have the Betty at the other, and then they both have two Bettys there. They both have, two shock charges, so, they've got their whole little arsenal, and they're all camping with, like, the stupidest, like, setups ever, and they're trying that hard in combat training. So I sent them a message, and me single-handedly, I carried my team to victory, and I beat both of those guys on their little combat training team. So I sent them a message saying, yeah, you've lost, get raped, and, that's what you get for talking shit. So, he comes back with his little smart-ass remarks, saying all this blah, 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 blah to me. So, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to get bring the messages up and show you guys what happened.
Where's your mic, you fucking faggot? Quit sending me fucking text messages.
So you guys can see what, he didn't really have the nicest things to say. Plus, if you guys saw a little message saying in my inbox, he did send me a message saying 1v1 me, you fag, or something like that. So anyways, I've recently just started getting the GB 1v1, so I thought, here's some practice. So this guy really wasn't the greatest player. He wasn't horrible. His KD was like a 1.5 or something like that, but he was still a pretty big tryhard. He played like a bitch, man. He played like he would have had like a 5 KD, but he didn't. So anyways, this was pretty much just the outcome. This right here is the game, the 1v1 of me and him accepting his challenge. See, he did something. He actually cheated in this game. And you're going to be like, how did he cheat? We did radar, and I put it on so like you could see where he was, so no one would be camping in corners and stuff, because I knew how he liked to play. But he played like a little bitch because he got his friend to join the game, and if the newest person in to join the game is going to take away his red dot on the minimap, you can see in the far corner in case you're wondering why, and now he can see me perfectly fine on his minimap, but I can't see him anymore, and he still lost the game. Like, you can see him wallbanging me there because he knows I'm there. So, he still lost, and, he was a sore loser. I'll show you guys the messages that he said after the game, but this is pretty much why I'm a bit of a hater. I was kind of hating on this guy just because of the way he was, and I want to talk to you guys pretty much about why I'm a hater. And now you guys are going to be like, what do you mean you're a hater? Like, I don't actually hate on people. I'm actually a pretty nice person in general. I can be a bit of a I can be a bit rude sometimes over Xbox or in real life. It's just the way I am sometimes, but for the most part I try and be nice and reasonable. Especially since my job that I'm going for in a couple months, it requires me to be understanding and reasonable and kind of a kind person. So, what I mean by as I'm a hater is that I hate on people that, say they're really good at the game and they don't play to win. Now, what I mean by that is that, you get these people that try hard really bad, and they have high KDs and stuff like that, but it's not hard to have a high KD if you don't play objective. Like, people like this, when I played against this guy and I looked at his recent games, he was playing a couple games of domination, and all he would do was just sit in a corner and ignore the dom flags, and he'd be getting triple capped the whole game, and he'd sit there just trying to get a high KD. That's not impressive by any standards. I don't find that, you're a good player. And that's why I don't think KD really represents skill in a whole lot of ways. Now, people say score per minute. No, score per minute does not mean skill whatsoever. People that think high score per minute proves that you're a good player, that does not mean you're a good player whatsoever. I've got a friend with like a 1.2 KD and a negative win-loss with a high score per minute just because he plays kill confirmed and, steals all his teammates' tags. That doesn't mean, that you're good. What I pretty much represent skill based upon is win-loss ratio. Now, people are going to be like, oh, I don't play in full parties all the time, Chris. I play solo, My teammates suck. I completely understand that. If you play solo, people are going to be like, oh, well, since I can't care about my win-loss because I always play solo, I might as well just care about my KD, and that can represent my skill level. See, it doesn't work that way because, you know, once again, I don't think that KD means a whole lot. Of course, I think someone with a 2 KD is probably more skilled than a person with maybe like a 1.10 KD, you know, but that's just the way it is. That's why I kind of don't really respect a lot of people and I hate on a lot of people, especially when I get into a lobby and there's a couple other tryhards on the other team and they're like, you know, they got 2 KDs and negative win losses, and they start talking smack to me because, oh, you're 5 KD shit, man, you're probably shit. And I just don't respect people like that in general. You know, these guys with these high KDs and, you know, they don't play the objective. It's not difficult. I just don't understand it. If I run into you, you got a 3 KD and, you know, you got like a 4 with 3 plus win loss, I respect you. You're a good player. I understand that. And that's why I think consistency is the most important thing in Call of Duty, because another thing that I don't really find skilled is these guys that get these, you know, back in MW3, these triple Moab games, but they don't show the games where they searched for 100 games just trying to find that new lobby so they can do that. Or in this game, you see those really crazy fast nuclears. Dude, those guys they're shooting against, they don't even know how to hold a controller properly. And you know why? Because they search for games all day just trying to find people like that. You put them in a competitive setting and they get smacked. That's just the way it is. And that's why I don't think it's really fair to compare skill in a video game like Call of Duty. Now, I'm not saying Call of Duty takes a lot of skill, because it doesn't. If someone like myself that, you know, isn't really the best hand-eye coordinated player, and, you know, I'm not, you know, have the best accuracy, and I still beast on kids, that just says to me right then and there that Call of Duty is too connection-based of a game to be skilled. Now, if you go back to games maybe like MW2 where the connection was at its best of any Call of Duty, I'd say there's definitely a lot more skill in there, especially since the game was a bit more balanced competitive-wise if you're not talking about one-man army, etc. But that's what I pretty much mean by this, and you can see right here, this game finally ends. I beat him like 20-6 or something like that, and of course he's on a 2-bar, but I beat him on his host, so it's only fair. But that's pretty much just the point I'm trying to get across. You know, competitive is a lot different than skill in certain ways. You know, pub matches to competitive play is a lot different, and I've started to realize this a lot lately. So I pretty much just thought I'd share my opinion on this because a lot of people don't really know what is skill and what's not, and I just thought I'd, you know, share my opinion. But anyways, guys, I'm going to show you guys some messages. Thanks for watching.